What's going on, fellas? Single back ace part 2 released the 2-play scheme part 1 a couple days ago. So I promise it was worth the wait, fellas. This plays absolutely money. Cover 2 beater, cover 3 beater, man beater, and this is actual gameplay footage of me walking down the field in an online ranked game. See how effective it is. If you want to jump right to the setups, it's going to be right at about a minute. But until then, here's some gameplay from a online head-to-head ranked match. Alright, fellas, we're still in the single back ace formation. If you missed the first video, go check that out. It's the very last video on this channel, and I'll put a link to it at the end of this video. It's the PA shot post, absolutely deadly. Pretty simple setups, and there's a few different setups you can use to always keep your opponent guessing. The first one's gonna be smart routing circle and wheel routing R1. This is gonna be both cover 2 and cover 3, depending on just a different part of the field. I'm showing it to you first here against cover 2. That wheel route's gonna get open, or the X kind of creates an inside-outside read. The X is on his little check and release, the tight end. He beats a lot of different zones. Or you can hit R1 quick out of the backfield. If you don't see a corner running down right away, you can hit R1 and that X turns into a blocker. Another way you can set up this play is motion circle in. I kind of like to mix that in because of the run out of this formation. Both runs out of this formation motion that same receiver. Another version you can do, guys, you could come out max protect. That just cancels X's route. If you're dealing with someone sending a lot of zone blitzes, someone that's sending a lot of heat all the time, just max protect. It blocks that tight end, gives you plenty of protection. You're only sending 3, but they're 3 very deadly routes with the drag or the slant of square, the post route of circle, and then this wheel route will break a lot of zones. Alright, fellas, next up, here's a couple clips of it against cover 3. Against the cover 3, I mean, if he leaves his purples on the field, you will have X. You will have this post route. And if X, R1, and circle are all covered, if it's too close for comfort, you will have square coming across the middle of the field on the delayed dig route. So he'll kind of break the zones and get wide open in the middle of the field. Here it is more specifically against the cloud flats, the light blue zones on the field. And you'll see R1 get wide open over the top. And also the post route is easier to hit against the cloud flat. Also, the alternative setup with the max protect actually works pretty good against cloud flats as well, especially with that drag coming with the square receiver. It really pulls down that cloud flat and leaves an opportunity for R1 to get open on the deep third. And actually, those first couple times I hit him too late. You really want to hit him quickly right when he gets open here short. That's it for PA post shot, fellas. Dive into the 2 runs out of this formation. Tie it all together, make a nice little 5-play scheme. The additional 2 plays I'm going to save for my Patreon users. They're really good. I owe it to those guys. We're gaining a lot of support on Patreon. So if you want a lot of information, I do defense and offense, go ahead and check the link in the description. But the first run is just going to be the halfback toss. Like I said, it's an auto motion. It works out great. You can flip it to both sides with nobody moving, so that's really cool especially with the toss run. This play works really well. I mean, every once in a while they'll get a block shed out there, but I love that you can flip it to both sides. And then something I do, a little trick, is make sure you have slants as your audible and mix it in, man. Like if you get into practice mode and run that sweep over and over again, you'll start to learn which formations and which looks it's not really going to work against, and then you can audibly quickly to the slants play. And something I find is if it doesn't look good against the toss, it's usually a good way to get beat with the slant, because they have those 2 corners or outside linebackers down and outside, so it's easy to hit them with the quick hitter over the middle. And then lastly, fellas, there is a halfback slam play out of the same formation that you should have in your audibles, especially because the receiver sent in motion is on the same side as the toss. So I find if the toss is working effectively to that side, the user will start cheating, then you could gash him to the opposite side. That's it for today's video, fellas. Thank you so much for the support. If you're new to the channel, drop me subscribe. It's going to be a few days till I post my next video, because I'm going to be grinding on Patreon. So if you're a member over there, I'll see you there. If not, no big deal. I'll see you back here in a couple days.